Coach, another tight one, but found a way. Just talk about the will of these girls about.
Yeah, just really proud of the fight and the toughness that it takes to fall behind after losing game one of the series and bouncing back the way we did. And I love the way they came together and how they just really zeroed in on bringing the energy and controlling it a little bit more out of our dugout and what we were doing and getting back to playing Mississippi State softball. And love the response. Love that we're seeing different people come through in moments where we need them and when they get their opportunities. And just knowing that it's going to take everyone as we continue through this SEC slate we have.
And Zion at the bottom of the order got the big double to plate the 2 runs you really needed.
Yes, just really happy for her. She's been working hard. She's been locked in. She's always standing right in the front of the dugout, just really locked into what the hitters are doing and ready for opportunity. And kind of had a tough call on her earlier in that bat, and it didn't phase her. And she knew, that they were going to try and jam her inside, trying to keep her from getting something where we could pick up that run from third. And she did a really good job of swinging within the plan, knowing what they wanted from her, and finding the hole so we can get some runs on the board there.
Able to take one game from each of the last 2 series, but how important was it to get the first series win before going back on the road?
Yeah, always important in this conference. Every weekend is huge, just knowing that you're constantly facing a ranked team, a postseason type team, and just that we can't take anything for granted. And I think we continue to learn some lessons. That's something we talk a lot about week after week. What did we learn from each series? And I think we learned how to bounce back and what we need to do from game one. And hopefully that's something we can apply forward for the rest of the season.
You Paige cleaned up last 2 games. You did the first 2 games of the season. Going back to her, what do you think of that move for her?
Yeah, worked out well tonight, but just happy for Paige. She, kind of going through some stuff, just trying to get her healthy, I think, the last month or so, and just really has looked great at practice the last 2 weeks and just earned the chance. And, we needed some thump there in the middle of the lineup, and she was ready for opportunity, had a big bunt for us, sack bunt yesterday, and then coming up big and not missing her pitch early, and we're looking to score first in this game.
Hey, just talk about the home run tonight. What'd you see, and what'd you see out and hit out?
So I took the first 2 pitches inside that were questionable strikes, but then I knew that she was going to try to tunnel in her rise along with that to try to make it seem like the same pitch, and I was just thinking I'm going to get on top of it and just hit a line drive and went out.
You like the clean off spot?
Yeah, I do.
How do you approach being in that position?
I think just trusting the work that goes into it and trusting my coaches that put me there in that spot for a reason, and thanking the Lord for being in this moment and just giving all glory to Him.
It can be hard to get going on offense in this conference, but how did it feel when the runs finally started going for you guys?
I feel like we knew that we could do it, so that it felt pretty good to get going in that direction and just taste what we've been kind of getting at.
And defensively, we're able to get out of a couple of jams and then the tag out at the plate.
Yeah.
What does that do for a team, going back to the dugout after getting a 3rd out?
It creates so much momentum for us, and just credit to the pitchers. They're out there working their butts off for us, and the great defense. We work on the relay throws every week and every day, so it's second nature to us.
Zion, just talk about coming through with that big double to play 2 big runs in this game.
Oh gosh, I think that was like my first at bat where I was like pretty calm. He called the strike up and in, and I didn't really like that, so kind of just got my foot down early and just tried my hardest.
When you get into a situation like that, does it feel like the momentum's kind of building up towards it?
Yeah, I definitely think that I just told myself like I need to do something for my team, so I really just took the marginal pitches and then swung at one that I knew I could hit.
And a big series win. Just talk about using this as momentum going into the next one.
Oh gosh, yeah. We have a very energetic team, so I think going into Gainesville next weekend, I think it'll be a lot going in there and having good energy and making sure that we come on top again.